Through our summer experience in Brazil, what we came away with was a lingering love for the Brazilian people.
First thing you find out in Brazil is relationships are everything. My name is Bill Heberling, and this is Lorraine Heberling. We have 4 children, William, Josiah, Nadine, and Gareth, and we're working towards moving to Brazil.
When I first heard about Jesus, I was 4 or 5 years old, and it was at my next door neighbor's Bible club. And the way that they presented the gospel, it was always that it was something to be received and then shared right away. Those two things went hand in hand. Through most of my teens and my 20s, I desired to be a missionary myself, but every time I pursued it, it seemed like the doors were closed. Now looking back, I realized that I didn't have the right motivation. I wasn't motivated by love for Christ or for lost souls. So instead of becoming a missionary, I ended up getting married and settling down here in the suburbs, having 4 children. But I still, in the back of my mind, carried the dream of doing something for God someday in a place far away. So our opportunity finally came in 2010 when the kids were finally old enough. We went down, all 6 of us, to Brazil to visit our missionaries, Tom and Kathy Padley. But we went down there and nothing really spectacular happened during those couple of weeks. Mainly we just observed what life was like day to day for missionary families.
The whole concept of missionary, first of all, as a young Christian coming in to know the Lord, that it didn't exist. But then I came back to New Jersey from college and went to a winter youth retreat back in '78, and there was a missionary talking about the Great Commission, God's calling on our lives and what that looks like, and his own experience. And it kind of opened my eyes to say, okay, what is the Lord doing in my life? Because he was basically saying, we are all called to be missionaries. Came in contact with a woman from India who was ministering there as a missionary. And it opened my eyes to that and saying, that's what I want to be doing, but God's called me here. And then in 2008, I reached the pinnacle of my career, and suddenly all the doors closed. And it's a very dramatic event to have reached the pinnacle and then have your whole company and everything supporting you and all the connections, the company go bankrupt. Everything's gone. One thing that happened in the midst of the telecommunication industry was the accident. And I call it the accident in quotes because it was Lord's timing in a way. I was lying in a pool of blood, my entire face smashed in, lying in the street just 100 feet from where we're sitting now, in an accident that the EMTs and police are standing there saying, this guy's not coming home. God's opened this door. He closed that door, he's opened this door. And he's given us a choice. He said, you can choose to walk through it, or you don't have to. And I can't see standing before the Lord and saying, well, I decide not to. You know, it's like, I want to be able to stand, at least I tried. Trusting the Lord with our very lives now becomes the only rational way to live.